Man, I love me some wine, but I don't know which wine to choose sometimes, you know?
Idiot.
That's why First Leaf does the hard work for you. Try it out, because they make it simple to discover new wines you'll love without the hit or miss. First Leaf samples over 10,000 wines a year from around the world and selects only the finest bottles, okay? And if you're not happy with the wine you receive, First Leaf will credit you for another. It doesn't get any simpler than that. And just for y'all, we got a special treat, okay? Sign up today and you'll get your first 6 bottles for $29.95 plus free shipping. Go to tryfirstleaf.com/dudes. That's tryfirstleaf.com/dudes to get your first 6 bottles for $29.95 plus free shipping. I mean, that's just lit. Tryfirstleaf.com/dudes.
Dudes behind the foods. Yo, it's the dudes behind the foods. Dudes behind the foods. Yeah, it's the dudes behind the foods. That's actually really fucking good.
Hello, welcome back to Dudes
Yeah.
Behind the Foods.
What's up?
Yo, it's the dudes
Uh-huh.
behind the foods.
Uh-huh.
Hey man, how are you?
I'm a little crazy.
Are you? David So got a little. He's feeling the champagne from the last episode we did. You want some more? You want another
Yes,
mimosa?
I would like some more. In celebration of Veda's death from this t-shirt that he has on. Let me tell you something. That is a hood funeral shirt. Anybody who grew up in the hood understands that if you have a spray painted photo of anybody on a t-shirt, specifically a long white tee, that person dead.
Yo, look, I know the feelings that airbrush tees evoke in people, all right? I recognize that when you get the airbrush with the face, the picture, it looks like it's an RIP shirt.
Do they actually? That is actually one of the nicer ones I've seen, though. Specifically font-wise, it's very clean.
Yes. Okay. So I went to the swap meet. I was shooting something, and I went to a swap meet as part of the shoot, and I was like, I have to get an airbrush shirt, and because it's been so long, and also I gotta put little Veda's face on it, and look how cute this is.
If I die super early, you best believe everybody needs to wear one of those shirts. I need it. It's so necessary. I used to see this shirt all the time in my neighborhood because everybody be dying and shit. So sad.
I'm just gonna get this shirt made just for funsies. And David, so I know you're feeling a little tipsy off the champagne, so I postmated some food for us.
From one of our favorite spots ever.
Pop, 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 pop. Behind the eyes. Yo, is the pop. Behind the eyes.
You got glaucoma.
I just ordered some Popeyes for us because not only was it the closest option, but, you know, who don't love Popeyes?
What did you get from Popeyes?
I got just a box of chicken and some red beans and rice.
Ooh.
And some biscuits, of course.
Oh, let me tell you something. There are people who haven't had Popeyes before, and there are a lot of great fast food chains.
Here, get this biscuit to soak in some of this alcohol.
Please.
'Cause
I am a little crazy. Split it in half. Look at that, guys. Flaky, buttery.
they didn't give us any butter or honey or hot sauce or anything.
Hey, these biscuits are real good today.
But when you get the biscuits from Popeyes fresh, they're great. I mean, give it like 15 minutes and then they're going to be hard as a rock. But fresh, bomb.
Oh. Listen. If people are like, don't you love Church's, David? I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their honey butter biscuits are kind of unmatched.
And Churches would have given us honey and hot sauce with this, but, you know.
Yeah. But, since Popeyes want to play, Popeye going to play. Let me get a piece of chicken.
Yes, get a piece of chicken, bro.
What do you like? What's the piece you always go for first?
I always go for that big, girthy thigh right there.
Me too.
Take it.
I want this one.
Okay.
They did the Asian special.
Mm-hmm.
The wing and the drumstick put together.
Yes, sir.
And Popeyes, too, their seasoning is quite fantastic.
Look, I ride for Churches all day, every day.
Oh.
Yes, it's fresh, baby.
Good today.
But I
good,
love
yeah.
me some Popeyes. I think I will do the same. Give you a little ASMR. Oh, yes. When you grab that thigh with just a big ass piece of batter just hanging off the side.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing but skin and crunch.
Give him the crunch. Oh, yeah. It's good today. This batch is good.
We needed this.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Some ASMR for that ass.
I've had fried chicken in a hot second. I've been working out so much lately.
Yeah, you're down like 10 pounds, right?
Yeah, I'm down a good amount. Trying to get down like another 30.
What?
Yeah, it's on this year, dude. It is fucking on this year.
And what's the timeline for this weight loss?
A year.
What? For like, but you're going to Korea to take these wedding pictures like next month though.
Yeah, and the 10 pounds is good enough for that.
Okay.
But throughout the whole year, I want to be down to about 190. So I have another 30 pounds to go.
Damn.
Yeah.
You gonna look so skinny.
I just want it once. I want to feel agile. I want to feel like a fucking antelope.
How much did you weigh when we first started doing Send Foods with Thrillers? Because that's like the skinniest I've seen you.
That was like about 205.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be smaller than that.
I'm gonna be smaller than that. So I just want to be a sex symbol once. All right? I want to sometimes maybe have a girl look at me or man and say, you know what? Without him talking, I'd fuck that.
Well, shit. Let me get in the gym too. God damn it.
Tim's going to be a fat one now.
Oh no. I can't have that happen. Well, thankfully, I haven't been gaining weight, but I also haven't been toning. So it's like I look okay, but also just everything's turning into just like a squishy, soggy skin flesh ball.
Oh, hey. Tell you this, though? You're married with a kid.
Yeah. What's that mean?
That means you don't have to try anymore.
I need my wife to be attracted to me or else she'll divorce me, David, so?
Would you? Actually, you know what? You wouldn't care, huh?
What?
If she had gained like 50 pounds.
I wouldn't care because you know me. I enjoy ladies of all shapes and sizes.
You love the spectrum of women,
I do.
which makes you a man of the Lord. You truly do.
If you was to gain 50 pounds, I would not be upset because
You like it.
specifically for her body type too, it would go to her ass and thighs and probably like arms. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be like, nah, I think her face is beautiful and I think like I just like a big old jiggly ass. I said it before, and if her ass gets bigger and jigglier, I would not be upset.
Then what's the problem? Then what is the whole problem?
She would probably be less attracted to me if I gained 50 pounds.
Man, you gain 50 pounds, that's going to be the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I would laugh so fucking hard. I can't imagine you fat. Nothing anything wrong with that, it's just I can't see him that way.
I say that, my face gets very big, bigger than it already is. It all goes to like my lonjas, and like, the man titties would probably start to get a little bigger. My face would definitely just start getting huge though.
I remember. So if you guys don't know, and you don't see me now, I used to be almost 300 pounds. I was a very fucking big guy. I was like probably well, I see it in my fitness pal where I logged it in, so I was 286 around there. I just saw it the other day. But most likely that number was higher, because that was 286 before, that was like 2 months before I started losing weight. So I was almost 300 pounds.
Wait, how long ago was this?
This was 4 years ago. And when you're getting big, because I've always been a bigger guy, I've just never been that fucking big before. Like, you kind of just go through your everyday not knowing what it is to feel like it's healthy. And then when you start feeling healthier, it's hard to go backwards because you start feeling all the stuff that made you feel like shit that you're not used to anymore. So, like, I used to have heartburn, like, every fucking day. And I just thought that was just normal shit. You just get heartburn. But people are like, nah, you shouldn't have heartburn every fucking day, every time you eat something. I'm like, what the fuck? So they're telling me, hold on a second. Is your poop solid or is it liquid? They're like,
well, you know what's crazy is when I was at my heaviest, which is probably like 20 pounds ago, a few years ago, for someone who hasn't gained weight like that, it's kind of like, it's easy to say, why don't you just work out? Why don't you just, how do you let it get that far? And even at my heaviest, which wasn't heavy, you get to this point where you're kind of like, ugh, whatever. I don't have a six pack. Who the fuck cares if I just eat this and eat more of this and have this? And then when you let that happen,
It's a spiral.
It's a for sure spiral, like a downward spiral where it's like, it's so easy to just be like, fuck it. I'm not fit already. Why not just go in on this other shit, you know? Because, like, I'm not trying to be healthy. Who cares? And then the next thing you know, you're at a point where it's like, it's really difficult to start losing that weight, you know?
Yeah. And I think, like, too, like, when I talk about this, you know, we have this whole body positivity movement, right? We're not talking about that. Everybody should be respected and loved, and, you know, how you feel about yourself is very fucking important. But, you know, when people start to conflate the idea of, like, oh, when you were big, David, you were still healthy. How do you know? You can see my blood work and shit. My shit was bad, dude. Super high blood pressure. My knees were killing me all the time. I remember this was like one of the most defining moments. I was like walking downstairs and I felt my titties jiggle. I was like, oh shit, it's getting bad now. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin James has this stand-up bit where he's like, you know what? I'm working out now. Like, I don't want to have a six pack. I just want to get to the point where my boobs don't jiggle when I brush my teeth.
Hey,
He's like, that's all I want.
You know, them's just facts, right? You got that type of big. Biggest thing that happened for me too was like my skin cleared up. I started sleeping better. There's just a lot of benefits of that stuff that I just never cared about. And one of the things too is like when you start becoming the big guy with a lot of confidence, being fat becomes a part of your identity. And I hated that shit. It's like, how come I can't just be David whether I'm skinny or fat?
Right.
And every time it was like, I felt like when I was losing weight, I was losing the part of me that made me, right? Because I had to struggle to go ahead and get this personality, make people like me, talk to girls when I looked a certain way.
Right.
And so I felt like I was kind of betraying myself.
Damn, you had to like refine yourself.
Yeah, I had to redefine everything. That whole year that I lost weight, I lost a lot of money because I just didn't want to work because I had to figure out what was going up here, you know? So I started walking a lot. I did like therapy and shit. I was like, oh, you like being bigger because you like surprising people with this. You know,
you don't expect it from me to like be this confident, funny guy.
And I was like holding on to this idea of being this cool dude that was big and he could still talk to women, do all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, I wasn't healthy and I wasn't happy. And I always had a chip on my shoulder. It's like, you don't need that chip. You're the same dude either way.
Damn, you know what? Okay, you just inspired me. I think I'm going to be tall now. I think I'm going to change it up. And I think I'm done with trying to rep for short dudes.
I'm over this shit, dude. I'm over this shit.
I think I'm going to just be tall.
Are you growing right now?
Yo, the Rick sent me some shit the other day. It was a surgery, you know, where dudes can get like lengthening surgery on their fucking joints or whatever. This dude did the surgery a couple times. He's 6 inches taller. And I was like, Rick, I would never fucking do this. Because not only is it part of my personality, but also it's shaped who I am as a person, me being shorter. But also, like, I have been so long, like, trying to rep for short dudes and be like, guys, it's okay that you're short. You could still get what you want. You can still get the woman you want. You can still get what you want out of life. You don't need to be tall, all right?
Tim, you're right. I'm going to get another piece of chicken. Amen.
Fuck yeah.
I don't need to be thin. I am just going to deal with it. Well, the hard part is when you start eating healthy food and you start craving healthier options, you can't eat this every day because you actually physically start to feel sick.
Yeah.
Which was so weird. I never had that before. I think because my body was so used to just junk and garbage and I was progressively just, listen, high blood pressure, all that other shit, no joke. But I remember when I started gaining some weight back, I was eating foods that I really enjoyed, but I started feeling sick. But I kept moving past it. And after a while, I was just like, you know, I'm done with this.
You know, the thing about eating healthier, too, it's not just about losing weight. Because I always make the joke where it's like, man, I don't give a fuck about my health. I just want to look good naked, right? I just want to have a six-pack or whatever. And that's a joke because, of course, I am concerned about my health. Like, I'm a small guy. Like, I'm skinny. But my cholesterol is high. You know what I'm saying? And so in terms of, like, eating healthier, when I did lose those 20 pounds a few years ago, my skin was super clear. I fucking looked like I was 16 again. Rick was like, yo, you look like we're back in high school again. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, of course, you know, you kind of have to examine what you put into your body, you know, even if you're not necessarily gaining weight. The shit that goes into your body does things to your body, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the struggle, because I know people who are skinny as hell, but they're so unhealthy.
Yep.
Their insides are just rotting, you know?
Like, I've definitely... So I had this homegirl who did her whole life, right? And I think I started to realize... I mean, obviously that stuff catches up. Because when you're young, you can eat whatever the fuck you want. Well, she kept the same diet. Now we're a little older. She blew up. And she's just getting... She's like, eating the same stuff. It's like, well, you're also not 15 anymore.
As soon as you're 25, as soon as I was hit 25, my metabolism super slowed down.
My shit never worked. Ever. At all. I have to work out twice a day. But I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy working out now, where I like the feeling afterwards, where I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted, and it feels fucking good.
You know what's weird? Because I do like the feeling of after having worked out. But I just tweeted this the other day, and it's crazy how people run marathons
For fun.
for fun.
Why?
No money, no type of trophy. Well, maybe they get trophies, but
They get a medal that everybody gets.
that's wild to me, bro. And and I've had people tell me like, nah, you get that runner's high, and then you get it once, and you start chasing it. I've never felt a fucking runner's high, dog.
You ever get a fried chicken high?
Oh, I'm on that shit right now, bro.
This is like my third or fourth piece right now.
I'm about to grab my third one, and then we're gonna eat it and take a break. Man, speaking of chicken high, it's wild to think that like people really get addicted to food, you know? Like unhealthy addiction.
Oh, I had that unhealthy addiction, man.
Well, I've seen you. Yeah, I mean, look, I've definitely seen you
Oh, no.
where you're like, and I've brought this up as an example before when we were in Houston and we went to Kata Robata, which is fire sushi place. Such a pleasant surprise to us that there was such a bomb sushi place in Houston. And then when I ordered this lobster mac and cheese, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna have a little bit because I don't eat. I'm off the cheese, right? And I swear I turned around to like check my phone, and I looked up, and you had like cleaned the whole thing.
Let me tell you something. That was a serving for like 3 people. And this guy was off cheese. I ate that whole thing.
Yeah, you really did. It was crazy.
I have this crazy, crazy food addiction. And, one of the biggest things that I kind of helped me like lose this weight was that I hated the fact that I was addicted to something. And I'm somebody who typically doesn't like drugs, right? Not because I have anything morally against it. It's just I don't like what it does to me personally. And so I was like, I don't know if you guys agree with this, but it's like, how stupid is this? Like, I can't just not eat a little extra. Like,
yeah.
And I felt so controlled by this thing.
Right.
It's like, this is so fucking dumb. And at the time, like, my goal I didn't even have a weight loss goal. It was just, let me just create better habits. That first month, I maybe lost a single pound. Second month, maybe 2 pounds. Then the third month, for some reason, like 17 pounds dropped.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but I was bigger then, so you tend to lose a lot more weight a lot faster when you're that big. And I think like the one thing that Mariel noticed was that my mood was better. I would sleep better, and I was just like a nicer person all around because I wasn't so uncomfortable all the time, and I didn't have to. One of the worst things too was that I would wake up and I would just feel like shit all the time.
Really?
Just because like you're eating salty foods, high cholesterol, high fat, and you're just swollen in the morning.
Yeah.
You don't feel good. Your joints hurt. It's all this weird shit, man. Like I don't. Like I said, this has nothing to do with like the body positivity movement, right? Everybody always confuses that shit. They go, well, what you're saying, like big people aren't beautiful? I'm like, nobody ever said that shit. I'm talking about I had heartburn every fucking day. My acne was fucking crazy. I was miserable. That's what I'm talking about. You big and you want to do you? No, I don't give a fuck what you do with your nice, delicious fat asses.
Right, because there are big people out there who are healthier than skinny, unhealthy people, right? You know what I'm saying? And like, I mean, yeah, for sure, some people are just big because they're just big, you know?
Yeah.
There is this plus size model named Tabria Majors.
Oh, I know her.
Oh man, Tabria is and you know what
Who
I'm saying?
doesn't know her?
Oh man, and
Yeah.
she looks great, right? And she's fucking healthy as shit. You know what I'm saying? Athletic as hell, and she looks great.
Yeah, and she like the idea behind that too. I think people get really annoyed about, especially as a big person, is that it's probably not so much the fact that we're talking about the idea of being fat, bad, skinny, good. It's how about you just like shut the fuck up and let me live. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm big and these are my personal choices, don't go out of your way to tell me how I'm living my life.
Right,
That's
right.
my choice.
Right,
Like,
right.
That's the thing too. When I was losing weight, there was no external factor in this world that could get me to lose weight. I had to want it.
For yourself. Right, right. And I think that's what's important for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? You can have so many people telling you one thing, but if you don't want it for yourself, you'll never make that change.
Dude, my dad hated me being so fat so much. This fool legit looked at me one day. He goes, "I buy you a BMW if you lose just a 10 pounds. It's BMW." Okay, and I'm like, listen, who the fuck said I wanted a BMW? Number two, it didn't work. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
You can buy me a new car, money. If I don't want it, I don't fucking want
You
it.
were like, Dad, I want my cheeseburgers, god damn it.
It's a BMW, please. Give me in and out to now. It's a double animals tire.
Did your parents make sure you ate healthy shit growing up?
I think that the biggest weight gain actually happened in college.
Really?
Because I was a chubbier guy in high school, but I was never that big. Like in high school, I'm basically at my high school weight right now. Right? So when I went to college is when my food choices were really, really fucking bad. Right? So I found I'm not blaming McDonald's, but I found McDonald's. And McDonald's had those 29, 39 cents cheeseburgers.
We talked about it.
And when you're a broke college student, what are you going to fucking buy? The cheapest, most delicious shit. So I would always eat that. And then, like mess hall food's all you can eat, you know? So you just go eat buffet style 3 times a fucking day.
Yeah.
And then what do you do with that shit? You just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I didn't know I was getting that big.
My parents loved buffets when I was growing up. But my mom was definitely also a very drilled in trying to make me eat healthy shit, And ever since I was a little kid, she was trying to get me eat tomatoes. And I hated tomatoes when I was a kid. But you know what my mom fucking did? She incepted my mind and probably contributed to why I am the way I am now. Is that everything she wanted to make me learn, she brought it back to girls. My mom would be like, if you don't eat your vegetables, you're not going to have nice skin and the girls aren't going to like you. She's like, if you want to get a cute girl, you got to make sure you eat vegetables so you're strong because the girls are going to want a strong boy, whatever. And that was kind of what it was all about, And to this day, I'm like, oh, if I eat tomatoes, it's going to be good for my skin.
Wow, your mom is hella different from mine. My mom would be like, why do girls like you? She would literally say shit like that to me. She was like, "You're so dirty," and I'm like, "Yo, man, why are you talking to me like this?"
Well, meanwhile, my mom was wrong because my skin was trash, and I still got hoes.
Boom, 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 boom.
But yeah,
You don't know shit, mom. Girls don't give a fuck about skin.
yeah, I hated tomatoes growing up. I hated mushrooms growing up.
Did your mom ever put sugar on tomatoes?
No, but my mom would put salt on strawberries and other fruit.
See, I never liked that shit. I like tahini and shit, but I would see people put salt on watermelon. I'm like, this is unnecessary.
I never got into it either.
I'm like, I get it. This is unnecessary. Unless it was like tahini, where it was salty, spicy, a little bit of sugar in there too. I like that shit. But at the time, people were like, you just put a little salt on sweet. I understand, with chocolate chip cookies, because they're overpoweringly sweet. But fruit is, I think it's the right amount of sweet.
I was always a big sour guy too. So I didn't need to balance it out. My mom would literally grind a lime to make lime juice and scoop the pulp and give it to me by a spoonful because I liked sour
What
shit.
the fuck, really?
Yeah.
Were you one of those warhead kids?
Yeah.
Where they would just tear the top roof of your fucking mouth?
I loved all sour candies, sour drinks. That's probably what helped me get off soda because when I got braces, because they tell you you're not supposed to drink soda when you have braces if you want to speed the process along. So I would just drink lemonade all day. And that's what helped me just not drink soda.
I had my first cavity 2 years ago.
Yeah, you told me that. That's crazy.
That shit was, what's so fucking funny? So I need to go to the dentist more often, right? But I always just ignore that shit, right? And I've never had cavities because I brush my teeth pretty well. Probably one of the biggest reasons why I got cavities was because of sodas. I started drinking sodas later in life, and I never drink sodas. And so we get in there, and they're kind of surprised that I've never had a cavity up until this point. They're like, how's that even possible? Like, you're in your 30s. I was like, yeah, I've never had cavities. So I had one cavity. They fixed it. So I don't know how this whole dentistry shit works because I never really went to the dentist, right? Only for emergencies and shit.
Yeah.
And so they go, okay, well, we have to do a deep cleaning because you haven't had a cleaning in years.
Oh, you didn't do the every 6 months deep clean?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, so I actually have to get one next week. And so they're like, you need to get a deep clean. And I'm like, okay. They go, I was like, so what does it hurt? They're like, well, it's a little uncomfortable. First of all, you lying demonic bitches. It is not a little uncomfortable. It is torture.
It's the cold water.
Bro. So they were like, I was like, okay, so what are the options? They go, well, you can get a numbing shot, or we could just put some gel. And I'm like, well, what do most people do? They go, the gel.
Yeah.
I know, bitch. Give me the gel. I don't need no shot.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. We had to cut it halfway through, like a quarter of the way.
Really?
I was like, we're done with this. Like half my face hurt so fucking bad. And so we'll continue it tomorrow. I came back and they're like, you want the gel? I was like, what do you think? What do you think? Give me the fucking shot. That shit hurt so bad.
I mean, I guess if you haven't been doing it consistently, then yeah.
They beat the fuck out of my gums.
When I go into my 6-month dental cleaning, I am mentally preparing myself to be a little like tortured. You feel me? Because you go in there, they do the scrape, which is already like, ugh. They do the scrape, and then it's the fucking cold water on your shit that kills. It's the scraping and the cold water and the little, like, the little drill thing. But it's like I just kind of like mentally just kind of get into a zone. Here's what I do. Whenever I'm going through like a dentist deep clean or I'm going to get a facial where like the dermatologist woman is just like squeezing the shit out of my face and getting all my blackheads out because, my skin's I got a lot of shit she can work on. You know what I'm saying? When those skin ladies see me come in, they're like, ooh.
They get excited.
They get excited because they love that shit, right? And this girl Claudia that I go to, she fucking goes in. And when I tell you what I do, so when she's going in on my face, first of all, mentally, I tell myself this. I tell myself I'm a prisoner of war, and they're torturing me trying to get answers, and I'm trying not to snitch. So I get into this zone of I'm not going to say shit, no matter what you do to me. So I tell myself that mentally, and then physically, I have one hand in my pocket, and I'm yanking on my pubic hair while they're doing it.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because it hurts, bro. She's fucking going in on the smallest crevices of my face.
This was yanking on his pubic hair.
Yeah, to stop from being like, "Argh!"
Which is already painful.
Yeah.
To balance out the pain on the face.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
So I yank on my pubic hair, and then I tell myself I'm a prisoner of war, and like my country depends on me keeping my mouth shut.
Let me tell you something. I would be a traitor to this country super fast. If they just like deep clean my teeth, I'm like, you know what? I know all this government secrets. I'll tell you everything right now.
You're ready to bite down on the suicide pill.
Yeah, right when I step in. It's like, we didn't even start yet. I was like, I'm gonna die.
You're like, I'm good. The water's too cold.
Yeah. There are some people that I know for a fact that if I need somebody to testify to me, there's certain people I wouldn't bring. Don't bring me. I'm ratting you out.
Bro, I know an older woman. I forget how I knew this woman, but she literally said, that's the one I picked at. That's the other one. She has such a high pain tolerance, dog. She was like, I got a root canal with no type of numbing, nothing.
No!
Yeah. She was like, I just have such a high pain tolerance. I told them I don't need any type of like anesthesia for the root canal. And she just got it done.
No. I could tell just by the pressure alone when they were, cleaning out the cavity.
Yeah.
The pain. I actually got the cavity because I chipped my tooth on a piece of ribeye bone.
Oh God.
And it chipped and it rotted where the chip was.
Mm-hmm.
So I got fucked and I didn't really think anything of it, but food was getting stuck in there.
You know what was a trip? When I had to get my teeth pulled to get braces. You've never had braces, right?
Never.
Ah, lucky. So my teeth used to be fucked. Like when my adult teeth started coming in, I'm talking about it was like they were wrestling to get to the front. You know what I'm saying? Like piling on top of each other. And then there was one guy just in the back like, Yo! Like way back here. They were all over the place.
Oh, I didn't know you had braces.
Yeah, I had braces for 2.5 years from 7th grade to for my freshman year. So they had to take out 2 adult teeth, and then a baby tooth and a baby tooth. So 6 teeth total. And so here was the trippy part is, when they were, so of course when they're yanking your adult teeth out, they got to numb you up, right? So I got 8 shots total, 2 shots on each side of my mouth. So my whole face is like numb, right? My whole bottom half of my face is numb. And so while this like dental surgeon, you spilled water on our new table.
Oh no.
We don't even have any napkins. Sorry, Robin.
I can grab some.
Okay.
Yes, please. This podcast is brought to you by First Leaf. Beer, my friends. Tim, do you have difficulty searching for wines at times?
I do. I did so many, I don't know what to choose.
They're like, you know what? It smells like a rubber hose. It smells like tannins. It tastes like a fresh cut leaf in a sunny morning dew.
I don't get it.
I don't get it at all. Well, guess what? It feels like you need a degree in grapes to find great wine. You can shop by label, I guess, or try to remember what tannins are. Shouldn't it be easier? And that's where First Leaf steps in. That's why First Leaf does the hard work for you. They make it simple to discover new wines you'll love without the hit or miss. First Leaf samples over 10,000 wines a year from around the world and selects only the finest bottles so you don't have to think. I hate it when, every time I try to pick out a wine and then Arnold Schwarzenegger comes right behind me and says,
And he's like, "What, are you an amateur? You never drank wine before? Get in the car."
get in the cellar. You don't have to do that with First Leaf. And if you're not happy with the wine you receive from them, First Leaf will credit you for another. It doesn't get simpler than that. Sign up today and you'll get your first 6 bottles for $29.95 plus free shipping. Go to tryfirstleaf.com/dudes. That's TRYFIRSTLEAF.com/dudes to get your first 6 bottles for $29.95, which is damn cheap, plus free shipping. Tryfirstleaf.com/dudes.
As I was saying. So the trippy part was, bro, I'm numb, but my dentist was wearing glasses. So I saw everything he was doing in the reflection of his glasses. So I saw him with the fucking pliers on my tooth at the top of my mouth, yanking this shit. And I felt, you don't feel the pain, but you feel the pressure of it. So you never had teeth removed?
Never.
So you feel this crazy pressure, dog, of the fucking pliers on your tooth. And you feel that shit. You don't feel any pain, but you feel that shit getting like pulled out of your mouth. It's such a fucking trip.
So after I went to that dentist thing, I started going to a rabbit hole of watching how dentists pull out teeth. And I'll tell you this, nothing's changed from like 80 years ago. They literally take a hammer, break it into pieces, and they rip it out your fucking face.
Yeah, it's like they damn near like have their like foot on your chest.
Yeah, dog. I was like, hold on a second. I was like, oh, this video must be like 10, 15 years old. It was like something that was filmed like 3 days ago.
Yeah, man.
They don't change it. You just have to rip it the fuck out.
Wait, you still have your wisdom teeth?
Yeah, they grew in straight.
Wow.
Yeah, so like they were trying to get me to remove my wisdom teeth, and they're like, "Oh, you should probably get these done." I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Well, what's the purpose of your wisdom teeth?" I didn't know, and I was asking them. I was like, "Why do we remove the?" Is it because they impact your teeth?
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, my teeth are impacted." They're like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Then why would I remove it?"
Yeah, your teeth are perfect.
They're like, "Oh, it's something you probably should do because then you have to floss that area." I was like, "I'll just floss it." Like, I'm not gonna do this operation, this invasive operation.
So your teeth currently, no braces, no wisdom teeth removed.
No wisdom teeth removed.
This man's teeth are perfect.
Well, I have one crooked one here.
Nah. Nah, them shits are perfect. You know who else? Same as you. Wisdom teeth grew in perfectly. Did not need to get it removed. My wife.
Oh, really?
Shia has all her wisdom teeth that grew in straight as well, just like yours.
I would never think that because she has such a tiny ass head. I feel like there's no space for those fucking damn things to grow.
Tiny head, big mouth.
Okay. All right. That's right. It's like 85% of her face. Non-stop. Just bat.
But yeah, same as you.
Yeah, like that was the thing too that I was really fortunate about because I've seen people after the wisdom teeth get pulled, wrecked.
Yeah.
Just completely fucking wrecked.
Oh, dog. So for me, they wanted to get my wisdom teeth out before they came out because I had braces. So they did not want to risk my wisdom teeth coming in and
fucking up
pushing
your
it in.
shit.
Yeah. So they had to cut into my gum
And rip it out.
and take the teeth out before they even started growing. So it was damn near like a fucking surgery.
That's crazy.
So I got put to sleep, numbed, put to sleep, and there was only 3 that were like visibly growing, like or like were about to bud. So they dug 3 out, and I remember, waking up from the surgery at first, like going home from the dentist or the oral hygienist, whatever, orthodontist. I was fine, right? I was numb, couldn't feel shit. And I remember waking up at home when the numbness had kind of wore off and being like,
it hurts so bad, huh?
It was like pain, dog. It was crazy. And here's what was crazy is like, so like you said earlier, you know what I'm saying? Now I had these holes in my gums where the teeth were. And I had to, whenever I would eat, food would get stuck in the holes. So they literally gave me a syringe with a little curve where I would flush out the little holes with water, and fucking little bits of rice and like chicken would come out.
God, dude, that's so gross.
Yeah, dog, it was crazy.
Yeah, I just never, because I always had straight teeth. And I think my mom, what she would do was the moment our tooth got loose and they were wiggling, she didn't allow for the natural progression for it to push the other tooth out. She would just rip it out and it would grow.
Interesting.
And I'm not sure if that's something that's good that should be happening, but both me and my brother have straight teeth, and we've never had to have braces.
How did she yank them out?
She would do it, just put a little tooth floss, and then go rip.
Really?
And then rip it the fuck out.
Interesting.
Right when it was wiggling and it was loose, she goes, "Oh, it's time for this motherfucker to go." She did the door thing where she slammed the door and ripped it out.
Yeah?
The worst. Never came out. Blood everywhere. Crying.
There's this episode of Beavis and Butthead where they had a nosebleed. One of them had a nosebleed and they couldn't figure out how to get rid of it. They didn't know how. So he's like, wait, I saw this on TV. They fucking tied one string to his nose and tied another string to a door, and they closed the door.
So fucking dumb.
Did your parents ever do the tooth fairy shit?
No, they didn't have me believe in Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy, none of that shit.
Wait, what do you mean Santa Claus? What do you talk
Like,
about?
I didn't know Santa Claus was like somebody that people actually thought was real.
What do you mean thought was real?
That Santa Claus isn't real, Tim?
Good one, dude. That's a good joke. Cut. So okay, that's interesting.
Somebody out there for real, like, these guys are funny. Santa Claus isn't real. These guys are hilarious.
Or there's some guy that, like, for some reason is watching with his 8-year-old. Dad, what do you mean?
I found out that people thought Santa Claus was real was in kindergarten when I just didn't get what was going on. Yeah. And then my teacher, Mrs. Richardson, was like, "David, do you know about Santa Claus?" I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, if you act up, he's not going to give you presents." And I'm like, "What?" Like, what is this fucking psychopath talking about? You idiot.
I see. And then you stab some guy with a pencil in his cheek.
Yes. And that's where it started. The villain was born.
So my parents, I definitely had the Santa Claus shit and the Tooth Fairy shit as well. And I don't know if I've ever told you the story. I've told it on No Chaser, but have I told you the Tooth Fairy story?
No.
Okay, so I remember my parents did the Tooth Fairy thing. If I lost a tooth, I would put it under my pillow. I would wake up the next morning, I would have $1. And one day, I was like, let's see what this Tooth Fairy can do. Let's see if she's actually real, right?
She's real. Show me your tits.
Show me your tits. I went to sleep with my dick out. So
You lost a tooth.
So I did this. I took my tooth, I wrapped it in a paper, wrapped it in paper towel, fucking wrapped that in like tape, stapled it, all types of shit. I had this glob of paper and staple and tape. I put it under my pillow. I was like, "Dad, check this out. Let's see what the Tooth Fairy does now." Put it under my pillow. Went to sleep. The next day, woke up, reached under my pillow. It was still there. I was like, no, Dad, look, still here. My dad was like, open it. Maybe try opening it. I was like, okay. Fucking took the staples out, unwrapped all the tape, unwrapped the paper towel. $1. I was like, holy shit! The Tooth Fairy is magic!
Your dad's hella cute, dude. When I told my dad about the tooth fairy, he called me retarded. In Pyeongsin, in Korean, means retarded. And that's what my dad called me. Because he didn't know what the fuck a tooth fairy was either. He legit didn't know what a tooth fairy was either. You know what I mean? It's like, what is this? How? So you tell me, so you lose a tooth, everybody get a money? Money doesn't come from nowhere. Okay? Retard. And then I went to school and I called everybody else retarded.
So there's no like, are there any Korean like superstitions or like fairy tales that?
I mean, I think we have like typical Asian, like we have something called fan death.
Fan death.
So if you leave a fan in your room, it sucks out all the air and it'll kill you.
What?
So people legit, even till this day, not a lot of people, but like older people believe that there's something called fan death. When I was a kid, I remember I left the fan on in my room because we didn't use the AC. Left the fan on and my dad literally kicked my fucking door down to save my life.
What?
Yeah. To turn off the fan. He was like, you could have died.
What?
And I'm like, what the fuck? This is a true fucking story. Like, ask any Korean person about Korean fan death. And that's some legit shit. And I just never understood it because the air conditioning system literally is a huge ass fan in your house.
Wow. Nah, it gets way too hot in Thailand. Everybody definitely just has their fans on all day.
Turn on the fucking fan now. I remember the first time. So I was like super scared of the dark till I was like in like 4th or 5th grade.
Okay.
Like I hated, and it started from like this movie, which I'm pretty sure people know of, It the Clown.
Ah, yes, of course.
Used to fucking wreck me. I had nightmares.
I actually haven't seen either of them though, the old one or the new one.
I don't care for either of them. The first one wrecked me, dude. Like for a month straight, I kept on thinking there was somebody under my bed trying to grab my legs and kill me.
Oh God.
And so I remember it was so hot this one summer in Sacramento. I would always do this thing where I would wrap myself up like a little burrito, but I would give myself a little air pocket between the wall and the blanket so I could just breathe. Don't kill me. Oh, God. It was so hot in Sacramento one day. I remember this. I threw the blanket off. I was like, just fucking kill me. And I threw it off.
Oh, you thought it was going to just grab you from underneath the
and
bed?
fucking murder me.
Wow.
So I threw the blanket off, and I was like, if I'm dying, I'm dying. I don't care. It's too hot. And then I woke up the next day, and I was fine.
You're fine.
And I didn't die.
Glory to God.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe this whole monster under the bed thing is kind of stupid.
Did you ever get taught I rebuke you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ?
Yes. And guess what? I still use it till this day.
I 100% also still use it.
If I see some freaky paranormal shit, I go, I rebuke you in the name of the Lord. Okay. I say it in my head.
So for those of you heathens out there and you sinners who don't know what we're talking about, my pastor, and I'm assuming yours too, he told us one day during church, he's like, yo, if you ever walk into a room and you feel scared or you feel like something's following you, that is the devil. All you got to do is say, I rebuke you in the name of the Lord. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ, and it will go away. And man, it works.
Yep. Let me tell you something, dude. Every time Mariel gets mad at me, I say it right to her face. I rebuke you in the name of the Lord, demon. Be gone. Every time her period comes, I go straight to her pussy. I go, I rebuke thee.
And then her cramps are gone.
And her cramps disappear. She goes, ah!
The fucking tampon flies out.
And it starts floating.
Oh my God. And then it goes to the wall and writes red rum.
It puts blood on the door sill.
Oh shit.
Oh, if you do the Bible, you know these jokes.
Yeah. But to this day, same. Let's say it's late at night and I'm going to the kitchen to grab a water, and for whatever reason, I just feel a little creeped out because you get like, I don't know what it is. You get like random little thoughts, right? Stupid shit like, I wonder if there's somebody living in the walls of my house that's watching me right now. And then you get a little creeped out. And then
Why do we do that?
Dog, it's so stupid. And then you're like, oh God. And then you're like, you know what? Nope. Devil, demon, I rebuke you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. And then you feel a little better.
I do that shit when I'm like driving from, let's say I get off set, it's like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I just feel like something's in the back of my seat. And I just look into the rearview mirror. I rebuke you in the name of the Lord. In the name of Jesus Christ. And I just keep saying it over and over in my head as I go home. That shit freaks me the fuck out.
Oh my God, we're so dumb.
I know. How stupid is that shit? I can't stop doing it though, but it makes me feel better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we're dumb for believing that the Lord is protecting us. I'm saying we're dumb for making up scenarios in our head.
I remember there was a pastor that told me this shit. He goes, if you see like historically in the Bible, the people who believe in God the most, who have the strongest relationship with Jesus Christ and the Lord, is the one the devil attacks the most. And I was like, then why the fuck would I be a good Christian? So ever since then, every now and then, I would do something a little fucked up. Because I'm like, I don't want Satan to attack me.
Right.
So I would be a good Christian. I'm going to missionaries. And then I would be like, fuck. I would curse real quick. I'd be, fuck.
Just be like, hey, Satan, I'm not too over there, bro. Yeah. No trip, dog. You still got a hold on me a little bit.
I was like, hey, you know the dude Hans over there? He prays every day. Maybe you should go over him. Fuck,
my God. That's so funny.
I was so scared of being attacked because we would do these. Okay. Damn, I got so many church stories, but we would do these things called kuyongyebes. And kuyongyebes are basically, we would go pray up in a mountain, and my parents would pray for hours and hours on end. And so we would also do that, and then also these like summer like Christian camps, right? And so I remember this one time where there was this kid named Howard, and our church leader was this dude named Hans. Okay. And in the middle of the night, out of nowhere, Howard just sits straight up as we're sleeping. We're about to sleep, and we just hear, and this kid just sits straight up, and he sits there and he starts staring.
What?
Not blinking, just staring straight forward. I'm so fucking scared, right? And then Hans gets up and he looks at Howard and he looks possessed.
Oh, God.
And he's sitting straight up, just staring forward, not saying anything. And then Hans walks over and he starts praying for him. And he starts closing his eyes and he falls asleep and he falls backwards.
What?
That shit scarred me, dude. And I was like, you know why? Because that little fucking kid Howard believes in God too much. If he would have just been like me in the middle of that going, fuck.
Yeah, a little lukewarm Christian.
Pussy. Masturbate.
Just looking over it. She got a fat ass.
And Satan's going, oh, I would have got you, but you said fat ass.
That's so crazy.
There's weird fucking shit, man. There was also the story, too, at that same trip that we had. One of the church members started freaking out in the middle of the night. He was sleeping. He started screaming super loud. Bro, I never got any sleep during this trip.
What?
And then when we were trying to wake him up, but then he had that thing called we call it scissor lock, kawi in Korean, kawi.
Okay.
But it's basically a sleep paralysis.
Oh.
So he got sleep paralysis after he started screaming. He froze and he was just staring off, kind of weird like this.
Oh God.
And you could tell he was trying to scream. And then finally when he screamed, he went, ah! He started screaming and he woke up and he's sweating just profusely. I'm like, what happened? He goes, I saw, and this is what happens when a lot of people get scissor lock, is that they'll see like some kind of weird image.
Yeah.
So what he saw was a black hole that was like spinning, and then a face started popping out of it and going closer and closer to his face.
Jeez.
But prior to that, the dream that he was having, which he said it wasn't a dream, it was like a possession where he was sleeping and then a demon came from the ground and then grabbed his spirit out of his body. And then instead of going back into hell, it started floating in the air. And he could see himself being ripped out of the body, screaming like, I need to go back to my body. I need to go back to my body. And that was the dream that he was having before the scissor lock. And that shit wrecked me, dude.
Ugh.
Wrecked me. Because I'm young. I'm like a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And that's what you're fucking telling me, dude? Couldn't sleep for the whole week I was there.
Have you ever had like sleep paralysis and shit?
I've had it a couple times. And I remember the one time that I had it, I was sleeping in bed. And I had sleep paralysis. And I was trying to scream, and I couldn't scream, which is what everybody goes through.
Yeah.
And there was a black object. It had like multiple legs and arms, creeping and opening the door and slipping through it. And it was crawling closer and closer to me.
Damn.
And I just kept trying to scream and scream and scream, and it wouldn't happen.
You know, I don't know if I've ever had like sleep paralysis, because everyone talks about sleep paralysis demons, which I'm assuming you're referencing right now. Mm-hmm. You know, I definitely have had those dreams where I feel like frozen and I can't move. Mm-hmm. I don't recall ever seeing like any type of demon. Maybe like once when I was a little kid. I don't know if it was my imagination though, or if it was like I was having a dream and I was like sleep paralyzed, you know?
Yeah, everybody has like these typical things that they see. One of the things that a lot of people see is that black demon, the no-face demon, which a lot of people sleep. But I heard you get a scissor lock from just exhaustion, which a lot of people get. I actually had a dream about you, Chia, and Veda.
What happened?
The fucking dumbest dream ever. It didn't feel like a dream because it just felt really weird, but very weird.
Yeah.
So we went on like a vacation together, right? But then I woke up in the dream and it felt real because it was just me waking up from a sleep. I woke up and Veda's in my arm and she's sleeping. And then, but she wouldn't let go of my arm. She was holding onto it really tight, and I was like trying to because I had to pee. I was like, so I'm trying. I'm like, Tim, where are you guys? I look over, and you and Chia are sleeping next to me in the same bed.
Aww.
And so we had like a slumber party, and I'm like tapping you. I'm like, I gotta go pee. Veda won't let go, and you're just like, just go pee with her. And so I'm like, what? I'm like, all right, whatever. So I literally get up, but Veda's holding onto my arm, sleeping like this. And I'm like, I can't pee with the baby here. So I was trying to figure out how to take a piss in this bathroom while Veda was hung onto my arm. So what I did in the dream, I put her behind my back and I started peeing.
Adorable.
And I came out, I'm like, why couldn't you just get it? Like, you literally look at me. This is why it felt so real. You go, I'm sleepy. And then fucking Chia's like, just let us sleep a little more. We haven't had sleep in so long. So I was just watching Veda.
Bro, first of all, it's adorable. Secondly, it was me and Veda all day the other day, and I had to pee. But like Veda's been very like hold me lately, like very like if you put her down, she gets a little like whiny. So I was holding her and I was peeing. So I held her here, and I just kind of like flop my junk out, and I'm like peeing. But then, like, she kept looking down to see where the water was coming from, like the pee noise.
Oh no!
I was like, Veda, no, don't look, stop. But I'm like trying to go hold her, and she's just like keeps on trying to look. I'm like, Veda, please, stop, don't look.
What is that? I don't have that. There's a cute little pic of me as a kid discovering my dick. Like it's me. It's a pic of me in like these red shorts, and I go,
aww.
What is that?
Adorable.
It's like, I have a penis.
Well, that is just the cutest little thing.
And I was like, oh my God, why is mine so much larger than everybody else's?
Hell yeah. And then like the picture zooms out and it's all the other kids in school with their penises out crying.
It's so small. Not mine, guys. When I fall over, I don't fall over.
Yeah.
Big penis David, dude, walking around, slinging that thing. By the way, guys, if you lose some weight, a lot of the cushion goes away from the penis, and it's quite larger than it used to be.
Yeah, you had a little turtle tucked away in there.
Yeah, I was like, oh, my penis is a little larger than I thought.
Cheers.
Cheers to long schlongs.
Cheers to David So's Long Schlong. Thank you guys for watching and listening to the Dudes Behind the Foods podcast. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Rate this 5 stars wherever you enjoy your podcast. Watch other things on Studio 71. Shout out to Robin Couch. Thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for making it possible for us to be here. Thank you to my mom. Thank you to my dad. Thank you to David So's mom and dad. Thank you to his brother that I've eaten dinner with twice. Thank you to our beautiful wives. Thank you for my lovely child, Veda. You're my firstborn. Even if we have 4 more, you're still going to be my favorite. And
damn.
Thank you guys for watching. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Yo, it's the dudes behind the food.